Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special Saturday showcase. Again, good morning to myself. We normally don't do these Saturday showcases, but due to some time constraints, we decided to do a 2-for-1 this week. So you had Alien Isolation earlier in the week by Drax, and now you have Puzzle League Showcase by a variety of runners that'll be taking place today for the next few hours. Housekeeping before we get going. First off, we have the next marathon to announce. The next marathon is going to be the Fastest First Fall Festival. It is taking place on the weekend of November 13th through the 15th. So go ahead and start planning your weekends now. We will have a formal tweet announcement in the Discord and on Twitter as well. So this is not the only time you will hear this information. But again, the Fastest First Fall Festival going on November 13th through the 15th. That is going to be our fall marathon, and we'll have more details coming shortly about how you can get involved with that, whether as a volunteer or as a runner. And as the third housekeeping item, if you were here early, you saw Blaze use it, but our first emote has been approved for the channel. If you type fast test to go fast, you can see it in the channel emote section. That is the emote that we currently have available. We have more on the way. Again, the more subscriptions to the channel, the more emotes we get. Also, the more subscriptions to the channel, the more things we can get for the channel itself, whether it be emotes, backgrounds, etc., etc. You know how this shindig goes. So, anyway, that's all the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Go ahead and block out your weekends. But instead of blocking out your weekends now, go ahead and block out this afternoon because it's time for Puzzle League. So, FFR, take it away.
Yeah. First, though, we're going to go ahead and do a little intro. My name is razorflamekun, and with me are two other members of the Puzzle League community. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm FFRpro21, and I'm going to be starting us off here with TaymanND on the Super Famicom.
I'm Tayman. I'm going to be running Pokemon Puzzle League Super Hard a little bit later.
Yep, and we are also. I'm going to be running Pokemon Puzzle Challenge Intense, and I'm also going to be running Nintendo Puzzle Collection Panel de Pon Very Hard. And we're also going. FFR is also going to show us a different type of run in Puzzle League, Pokemon Puzzle League you can do with Spa Service.
Yeah, but that'll be for a little later.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get started here. So yes, 2020 is kind of a big year for a few games in the Puzzle League series. So we have Panel Pon here, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Then we had PPL and PPC, which are each celebrating the 20th anniversary this year. So,
25th anniversary for Panel Pon?
Yeah, 25 years of this game and series.
I didn't know it came out in 95. Wow, okay. We learn something new every day.
Yep, 1995 in Japan. Alright, guys. Guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
Alright, let's see if we can start this one off on a good foot here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. And I actually did start on as hard, thankfully.
Yeah. So in order to start on S-Hard, you have to hold up and L1. Sorry, not L1, L, and press A while hovering over the hard difficulty.
Yeah, this game might look a little familiar to everyone who played Tetris Attack. This is basically the original that came out in Japan. Nintendo did not think that a game featured around fairies would sell very well, overseas in the US, so they reskinned it and they licensed the name Tetris and Tetris Attack, and they gave it a Yoshi skin, or Yoshi's Island skin. Game has nothing to do with Tetris. It's a match 4 block swapping game. And FFRpro is just trying to do these chains and combos as fast as he can to top off these opponents.
Yeah, and combo, it's actually a match 3, but combos are any time you match 4 or more panels. That's when you see I believe they're red. And then the combos are, they're a little hard to explain, but it's whenever, like this right here, the star falls down, that's when you get the ×2, ×3, and so on. One thing that you're going to notice is FFR is going to be trying to get as many combos along with the chains as possible, because that adds more lines of garbage to the stack that gets sent over to your opponents. And the faster you're able to get more lines of garbage sent over to your opponent, the faster you're able to get your opponents not able to raise their stack. And when that happens, you see what you have been seeing the past few stages with very quick kills. I mean, 15, 20-second kills. Well, it seems somewhat slow to some people. It's actually pretty quick for S-Hard. So, the one thing this series of games is known for is its massive amount of RNG. And you saw a little bit of it there with Ruby. No, Pure. One of those. Getting the clear, and that's what you don't want to see, because any clears cost time, and when you're going for a fast time, you don't want your opponent to clear at all. In terms of the lines of garbage, I believe you're aiming for a 5 or 6 chain with maybe 2 or 3 combos attached to that, right?
Yeah, I try to do a 5 or 6 chain with just as many combos as possible.
Yeah, so the first big difficulty increase comes at Flare, which is stage 6. It's noticeable because you'll notice that the opponent's cursor speed gets faster and faster. Will get faster and faster as we go through the stages. And Flare is the first noticeable increase in cursor speed and difficulty.
Yeah, and sometimes these guys they'll lower their stack a lot more than you want them to, and you'll think that you've sent a lot of garbage and they're still not topped off, and then you have to go start another chain or combo. Sometimes you just drop your chain. Unfortunately, FFRpro did there. So like the RNG, it comes into play like assuming you execute perfectly, but the execution is still the most important thing, because if you're not playing well, no amount of RNG is really going to save you generally.
Yeah, unless you get lucky and have an opponent self-destruct on you, like Tay did a couple of days ago. But that's like so incredibly rare. It's not even happen. It's not even like it doesn't happen in this game. I've never seen it happen where an opponent just self-destructs. But I saw it in other games. But yeah, so I believe this is Celine. Celine is the next difficulty increase in the game, in my opinion. But where you're gonna just see cursor starting to move faster, a bit smarter play from the opponent, as well as stuff like going up to I believe that's first tier clear, and they do stuff like that where they just start going up to the first, second, and maybe even third tier if they get there. and they just start playing a bit smarter. One major aspect of this particular run is the fact that this game lags really bad whenever garbage is cleared or whenever there's a lot of particle effects on the screen, which happens a lot more often than you would think. So you have to know and adjust for the lag. And so far, it's just been impeccable play from FFR. Time-wise, this is looking like a pretty clean run. There's only been a few hiccups here and there, and it's just been a very clean run. So we're already on to stage 10, and I believe we have Thanatos after this, and then we have Cordelia after this. I believe pretty sure there's only 12 stages in this game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, I just am doubting myself now, but yeah. Stage 9 Phoenix is another difficulty increase, and then Thanatos is another difficulty increase, in my opinion, and then Cordelia is the last difficulty increase. So there's a lot of difficulty increases in SR. But the big troll out of all of them is going to be the last stage. That's just in my opinion. That's where runs are go to die or go to live on go on to live forever. It just depends on what Cordelia has to say about it. Because Cordelia is, when we get to her, you'll see why I name her a specific name in my streams. Also, one thing to note is that the later stages, opponents tend to downstack. They tend to downstack very heavily in this game. We're getting some unfortunate clears here from Thanatos.
Right.
That's good. When he could have
a 9-minute time.
Yeah, which is really good.
It's better than how most runs go for this game for me.
We should hold judgment until this stage. This person, Cordelia. Oh my god. In case you didn't notice, the cursor speed now drastically increased, like tenfold. Compare this. This is this version's Mewtwo or this version's Bowser. I believe the Bowser and Cordelia's cursor speed on this difficulty in both TA and this game are the same,
right? Yes.
Yeah. So, and I think it's pretty. It's like Mewtwo as well.
Oh no! Oh. I thought he was going to be topped off there.
Nah. One thing you just saw there really quick, you saw the 3 different level of chain there. That's called the stagger chain. And that's a technique that you use when you normally use when you play off garbage. And Cordelia's not playing very nice. But yeah, you normally see stagger chains off of garbage, where you set up different levels of chains, and that's a technique that you'll see actually used quite a lot in the next game, which is a Pokemon Puzzle League. Pokemon Puzzle Challenge.
Cordelia's just being annoying here. Oh, there we go.
That's good. That's very good. So, with that, we are going to be moving on to the next game shortly.
Hey, 10 minutes is not bad.
Okay.
10 minutes, that's very good.
Yeah, we set the estimate so high because of all the RNG.
Yeah,
that can occur in this game. Like basically, a lot can go wrong, and we can still make the estimates we set. So we have a habit of kind of wrecking marathon schedules sometimes.
Yeah, this all of our runs estimates are going to be higher than our PBs. For instance, my estimate for PPC intense is 8 minutes higher than my PB. Tayman is going very conservative, but that's because he's running the most probably the most RNG heavy game out of all of us, and in PPL, it's 40-minute estimate, and he just set a new world record, I think yesterday, right?
A couple days ago.
Yeah, at 15:07. So it's a 25-minute difference now.
Well, we can talk about that more when we get there.
Yeah. So just need one thing real quick. FFR, I think you're supposed to send me
and I'm not going to talk a lot. I'm going to let Tayman and FFRpro do the commentary because this game is all about execution and very good play. Yeah, and you'll see why when we get into it. But we're going to go ahead and get started. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, so Pokemon Puzzle Challenge is a game that they released on the Game Boy Color. I think it was shortly after Pokemon Puzzle League on the N64. So this one actually has second-gen Pokemon, and unlike the Tetris Attack and Pokemon Puzzle League, this game uses a health bar system, and the harder the difficulty, the more health these enemies are going to have. Obviously on the Game Boy Color, they don't really have the processing power to have a second screen running, so they just have a health bar and they kind of simulate chains and combos. And on Intense, you can see that they're gonna be sending a lot of stuff. Usually it'll be up to like an 8 or 9 or 10 chain, to be honest.
Yeah, they can send up to 10 chain, which is the it sends a block the entire height of the play field, which normally in puzzle games you can't send chain coverage block, higher than the actual play field itself. So
yeah, I think once you get a chain higher than the height of the playing field, it gives you a mystery chain.
yeah, it goes like times question mark and all sorts of cool stuff like that, but doesn't actually like increase the size of the
Alright, I'm going to transition to you.
Yep, sure, go ahead. So...
We're back!
Yeah. It was early enough in the run that I just decided to restart. We were just a fight in, so we're gonna go ahead and restart right now. We'll just get going, and 3, 2, 1, go.
So yeah, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for Game Boy Color. features Gen 2 Pokemon and all that other fun stuff.
There is the worst thing about this game, which is the fact that enemies can randomly heal once they're below half health, I believe. And
yeah, I believe it's below like 45% health that they can start healing.
if it weren't for that little quirk, this game would be entirely skill-based. But as it is, you still have RNG to deal with as to whether or not they're going to heal. And what intense runners have to do is try to manage their chains to not put them in heal range, and then try to deal the final blow to just knock them out so they can't heal. But it's really hard to know exactly how much damage you're dealing. You get a sense of it, but it's not like you can calculate the amount of damage you're doing. And the chains and combos you do, they do do a numerical amount of damage that we have in a spreadsheet somewhere, but it's not like you can do that rapid fire math on the fly. So that's a little...
Yeah, ideally you would send a big initial chain to get down to about 50%. So, low enough that you can send a second big chain to knock them off, but also not doing too much damage initially so that they can't heal. It's kind of a fine line that you have to kind of play with.
And we can see that Pidgey's already healed a couple times, and you can just get stuck in these loops where you're not quite doing enough damage to kill them, so you do a little damage, and then they heal up, and you do a little damage, and it can be really annoying. I don't think there is... Well, can't they... There's a limit to how much they can heal, isn't there? Like, twice, maybe?
I know the number of times they can heal as many as they can. But the amount that they can heal, they can only heal up to 25% of their max HP.
Hold on. More specifically, is 20 for the first 8 opponents is 25% of Pidgey's HP.
Oh, I thought it was 25% of the max HP.
It's Pidgey's, and then they, as FFRpro mentioned, they can heal as many times as they want in this difficulty. Whereas in previous difficulties, they can heal up to a certain number of times. So that's the main RNG, like Tay said. But back to me focusing.
Yeah, once you get skilled enough at this game, you can actually, kind of, essentially, leave out that RNG. It's very tough because you gotta, execute, pretty precisely and pretty well.
Yeah. One thing to note is when they are able, you'll know when they're about to heal when they send a 3 chain, or when they don't, they stop attacking for a period of time.
Yeah, so there's certain AI behavior patterns that you can look out for. So that'll kind of help you. They're about to heal, or if they're going to keep attacking.
Oh yeah, they cannot heal while they're attacking, as I recall.
Yes, they have to do one or the other. They cannot do both at the same time. So when they're down on low health, you want them to just keep attacking to, you know, keep being aggressive and sending you garbage, because then that means that they will not be able to heal, and I'll give you a bit of time to, get that little last bit of damage off to win the round.
Yeah, another thing that you're going to have to learn is knowing when to stop your chain. Like you saw there. If I didn't stop it there, Cliff Harry probably would have healed at some point.
Yeah, one of the difficult things with intense bow is that you have to send big chains, in order to deal a good amount of damage. But you also need to, save some blocks so that, you can still able to clear garbage and keep playing. Because being that this is a Game Boy Color game, you actually have a smaller board than that of other games like Tetris Attack, Pokemon Puzzle League, and so on.
That's a little awkward.
Yeah, I'm not as consistent at being able to do one big chain after the initial chain, so I usually try to invoke a strategy, blitz strategy, basically, where I just try and throw as much as I can and hopefully kill them before they can heal. For the most part, it's worked for me, but I've had some rough matches in the past where I've actually run the clock all the way to the point where it maxed out.
Oh, like 9:59.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not surprising. Intense you can just get caught in those loops, especially if you're kind of still getting the hang of. That's a good chain. Like the pattern of intense. Oh no.
No, I'm good. I do admit that was a bit scary because I was running out of space, or running out of panels, but it worked in the end, and this is not good. Now it's much better. Yeah, so this game focuses much more on chains than other games. Like, chains are still important in the other games, but this game in particular, you really want to send those chains. And I'm gonna keep this chain going because I knew he was gonna heal, so I'm just gonna keep it going as long as I can. And that's about as long as I was gonna be able to get it. Was it? Actually, no. There we go. Knowing when to stop chaining as well is important. I mean, in a different way than I originally said. You also want to leave, like FFRpro said, you want to leave enough panels to deal with the garbage. Because if you don't, that's right before my stream died, you saw I died to Kakuna. It's because I used too many panels. Anyways, we should probably, one of you can talk about the hidden power meter and then stop time. That would be good.
What's a hidden power meter?
The power meter that each opponent has that determines when they're able to attack.
Do you know about that FFR? I'm not as familiar with this game.
Yeah, so so each opponent has a power power meter. You actually can't see it in this game, like in Game Boy Tetris Attack. But essentially, when the power meter sort of fills up, then that's when they will, send attacks, or they will heal, do, whatever it wants to do. Some power meters are a little bit interesting. Like Primate, for example, like Primate basically attacks like instantly as soon as the round starts. So you can say that some of these AI cheat. They hack the game to do stuff that human players just simply cannot do.
Yeah.
But yes, when they do attack, they do use up an amount of power meter.
So when they attack and how much they send is not perfectly random then.
Sure. It's a little easier to see in Game Boy Tetris Attack, because in that game's versus mode, you can actually see the opponent's power meter go up and down when they attack and heal.
You'll have to explain Game Boy Tetris Attack to me. I've kind of wiped that from my memory.
So yeah, Game Boy Tetris Attack, it exists.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. I think this is just above heal range. Nope, it's not. I actually believe it's 33% health for healing.
Why, Seal? You can't just go up that high. Even in the game, they only have 1 or 2 full restores.
In this game, they have infinite.
Don't get me started on how crap the healing system is in this game. Like, it basically single-handedly keeps me from running the game.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, but if you're... Ooh, I should raise here. Yeah, whenever you see that your opponent, whenever you're able to get your garbage, like, all the way down that I was able to get it all the way down, you need to raise. You need to be aggressive in this category, because if you aren't, you're gonna die. It's that simple. Or you're just gonna run the timer up, like, a ton.
Yeah, because the blocks in this series, it kind of acts as both as your ammunition to attack and also your shield to defend against garbage.
Yeah. And like I said, the past 2 runs that I've had in marathons, in 2 previous marathons, one for speed gaming, I had Dragonite go all the way to about 11 minutes, even though the timer runs out at 9:59, and then the very next marathon, I had it go all the way to 8.5 minutes on the same stage. Let's hope that doesn't happen today.
Not
And
notable for us, huh?
yeah, because I mean, I don't know what happened, but oh god. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I was playing my normal thing, and normal thing, they just said nope that day. And I'm not. This is my most. This is a game I am most comfortable playing, and it's like, and This is the one that I had the most optimized time in for the hardest difficulty. So for me to say that I actually was surprised by something with this game is very, like, it's like something I don't want to say, because it's kind of unnerving. But I did practice this, and overall, I am fairly consistent at this game now. I used to not be as consistent. I am pretty consistent at this game now. So, get me this? Nope, wasn't able to get there in time. So, it's not uncommon for me to die on Intense. I've only had 3 on 1 CCs on Intense. Believe it or not, the 2 runs that I just talked about, I 1 CC'd on Intense. Even though I had those ridiculously long times. I once CC'd both of them. which is interesting to say the least. But yeah, if you when you play this game for the first time at your house, you'll quickly find out that it's very easy to die, and you will die many times on this difficulty when you play it first. I'd say this is one of the harder difficulties to 1cc in all of Pokemon. It's not the hardest. That goes to probably Pokemon Puzzle League, in my opinion.
Another thing that makes this difficult is that you're not guaranteed to get a clear off the garbage, and it can put you in a really awkward spot.
Like
so
you,
a lot of other
yeah.
Puzzle League games. So let's say you in the 2 rows of blocks you have below the garbage, you have a green and a green. So when you clear the garbage, it's going to give you a green to get it clear. Now, in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, you're not guaranteed to get a clear off the garbage, so you might have to do some rearranging of your blocks or some scrambling to get it clear. It's not going to be easy to set up necessarily.
Yeah, and that's what is gonna that's what catches the less experienced players out. That was bad timing on my part. But that literally is I've been known to get caught out on some of those bad patterns in the past. Like that was a very interesting pattern there. Thankfully I didn't get caught out by it, but it's just this is a really difficult speed run. I would not recommend it as your first speed run of this series.
I think it's great for the earlier difficulties.
Oh, for earlier difficulties, yeah, but not for the first.
No.
Nice.
That should... Yeah, okay. Well, good thing you got that, because otherwise you would have died.
Yeah. Actually, I think I might have been able to work my magic. Also, worst sound in video game history.
You can thank me later.
Yes, only the best cry in the game.
Oh my god.
Crobat's the second worst in video game history.
I think Crobats is badass to me.
I like it too. I mean, I like all the cries in this game. If you don't like all the cries, you're going to hate running this game, because you're going to hear them a lot. Get this over here, thank you. Like right there, if I didn't move that all the way over, I would have died. A little late there. Actually, this is bad. Oh my god, that could have been really bad.
I am surprised. The stop time is very generous in this game.
Yeah, actually, that's a topic we need to discuss at some point. That is prevalent in all the games. Basically, it's time that you get whenever you do chains and combos. That helps you with it acts as a grace period when you reach the top of the screen. And it lasts a certain period of time depending upon the size of your combo or chain. That's why you've seen me be able to survive at the top of the screen for long periods of time. One good way to know that I have stop time working is if you see the If you see the block slump down, that means you've run out of stop time. And you'll see what I mean at some point. Like right there. Oh my god. I've had some really bad miss movements, and I'm shocked that I'm still alive after them.
Yeah, if you're playing this on emulator with the PC controller, it can be there's a little bit of extra lag, or at least there was in my case, and it's difficult to deal with because I tend to go very fast, sometimes faster than the lag, and I will just drop movements that way, and it's really just all about getting in a
yeah, for me, it's not the lag, it's the fact that my controller likes to do random movements. Like, I press one button and it goes in a completely different direction. Anyways, this Jinx has been really uncooperative. Some of that is my fault for not being able to be consistent, because what an actual fight would look like is you would do 7, 8, 9, 10 chain to start, and then you would do another, after that you would do one more chain, and that chain would be like a 10, 11, 12, 13 chain, and that would kill it. That's how the top players of this game do the higher difficulties, is they do the 2 chain thing, and I'm just not consistent enough at it to be able to do it. So I do what I'm more comfortable with, which is that, and that should kill. Which is the blitz style is much less consistent. I do still try every single stage to go for the 2 chain, but sometimes it also depends on what your blocks or what garbage your opponents drop. Because if your opponents don't drop a large enough chain, you won't be able to do the two chain strat. It just doesn't work. Also, if you don't feel comfortable enough doing one big chain at the start, you can do several smaller chains at the start as well. It's not as efficient, but it'll still get the job done. I've also been trying to do some 2-frame strats, and those haven't been panning out. I've been missing them. There are 2-frame strats you can do called corner grabs. That's what I call them anyways. And yeah, those are 2 frames, and then you can grab panels out of midair, and that's 1 frame. One other thing to mention is there are exclamation blocks. Those are shock blocks. And the steel blocks you see are a different kind of garbage, so that's why you see the garbage clearing differently. I have to clear the steel block first, and then I have to clear the garbage above it. Or if there's garbage below it, I have to clear the garbage below it, and then do the garbage above it, and then do garbage that might be above it. So it's really bad. It's just really a strat that you can. It's just something you have to deal with.
Hey, get wrecked, Crobat.
Yeah. Overall, all of the fights have been pretty good, with the one death and Jinx. Every other fight has been pretty good, and I'm really surprised I got that. And holy Batman, that was a lot of leg chain.
Yo, wow. That's some hot swag right there.
Yeah, those are leg chains, and as you saw, they lagged behind the other chains. That's the best way I can describe them. Usually they lag behind the other chains. Like, I think that's the best way. How would you describe them?
It's like chains that are offset.
Yeah.
So if you were to clear, let's say you do a chain and you have 6 blocks clear at the same time. Well, that's not going to be 2 separate chains. That's going to be 1 chain in a 6 combo.
Like this.
But let's say you do 6 blocks clear, but
Ooh, nice
they're
2-frame.
separate and they're offset by
Ooh,
a couple
another
frames,
nice 2-frame.
then the game's going to count that as 2 separate chains, not a combo. So, like, anything that doesn't clear at the same time is going to be counted as separate chains. If blocks do clear at the same time, it's going to be considered a combo.
Yeah, and you while you were talking, I did get several nice swag chains.
I think they're a little easier in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. I imagine this runs at 30 FPS.
Nope, 60.
You can have 60 FPS games on the Game Boy Color?
I think this runs at 60.
Really?
Yeah, I think. I'm
know.
not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it runs at 60. Anyways, this Pokemon is the Pokemon with the most HP in the entire game on this difficulty. And I call him the Equalizer, because he's the one that can... This fight and this fight are the two that control you the most. Murkrow. Oh boy, who wants to talk about Murkrow?
So yeah, Murkrow is very, very infamous for not only attacking quickly, but healing a lot.
Yeah, because...
Murkrow's hidden power meter actually I think it increases the fastest and gets used up the fastest.
Mm-hmm. It is the shortest. So basically, it is the smallest, so it also goes up very fast. So it's a combination of those two factors that really make Murkrow dangerous, and that was bad. I should have realized that was going to do that. One thing I should mention... Oh, wait. Did I really have that less stop time? Okay, yeah. One thing to mention is... actually, I totally lost track. I was going to mention something. I forgot. But this opponent is the one that can cost you the most time. Apart from oh god, come on. Okay, I'm gonna focus now.
This game is hard. You know, it's kind of hard to play this game and do other things at the same time. You kind of do need to focus in and make sure you're chaining efficiently. I also do recommend there is a task of Intense that is on YouTube. You guys should go watch that because the task is absolutely insane.
I did not know we had a task for this. That is, I mean, it's not surprising. Game Boy Color is not hard to task, I imagine. I'm so used to not having tasks because in Pokemon Puzzle League we don't have tasks.
Well, no, there are tasks. There are tasks of Pokemon Puzzle League, but the only way to task that game is through Dolphin. The only way to task PPL is through Dolphin, which requires the Wii Virtual Console version of the game. So it can be done, but you just need like a really good computer to handle Dolphin.
I mean, couldn't we technically run N64 tasks? Well, we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about how bad Murkrow is.
So yeah, it's always the birds that are the absolute worst enemies in video games.
Yeah, if dangers is around, cover your ears, because we're not going to be saying some very nice things about birds.
Yeah, it seems to be... Yeah, birds... Doesn't matter if it's this game or Ninja Gaiden. Birds are just the worst.
Come on, you got this. I don't know if it's been mentioned, but the combos you do send their damage immediately. Chains do not send damage until the chain is over, because obviously the game doesn't know how much damage to send until it knows the full length of the chain.
Right, yeah.
So if you need to do just a quick bit of damage, and you think you're really close to killing the opponent, combos are the way to go, and you have to just hope that you have enough blocks to pull one off.
Yeah, that's kind of that's the one nice thing about combos, is that they get the damage applied to the opponent immediately. Whereas chains, they kind of just take their time.
Killer. No, Murkrow, you piece of crap. Heal at the last moment. This game is so bad. Every game of the Puzzle League series is just bad.
Yeah, you hate to see it happen, guys.
You hate to see it. Oh wow, Murkrow healed again. This game could have been perfect. It could have been the pure test of Puzzle League skill, but then they introduced healing mechanics.
Yeah, because, they couldn't make it, really skill-based. They had to throw in some amount of RNG to simulate Pokemon battles.
How can we take this thing that is great and make it worse? Said Nintendo.
I mean, you could make it worse. You could make it, like Animorphs, where you just mash and hope you win.
Doesn't every attack have an accuracy of 20% in Animorphs?
Oh boy.
Feels like. My god, dude.
I mean, Animorphs is a very special kind of Pokemon game.
Where's Keyzeron when you need him?
Yeah, Keyzeron's the real encyclopedic knowledge man of Animorphs.
Oh, we're on the final stage, by the way.
Yeah, so yeah, we're finally through the 4 Joe Gym leaders, finally through the Elite 4. Now we just gotta beat the champion land. So yes, as soon as Dragon Knight goes down here, it will be time.
This could go anywhere from between 10 minutes and 7 hours.
I don't think nobody got time for 7 hour fight here. We we might go into Sunday if that happens.
What are people doing on the weekend nowadays? Anyway.
Time.
Yo, congrats.
Thanks. Don't know what the final time was,
Alright.
but
36 minutes? That's not bad.
it's overestimate by a minute. But yeah, could have been cleaner, but it is what it is. Anyways, next is the real Pokemon puzzle, the real Puzzle League game.
The premiere.
The one you really don't want to miss for more reasons than one. It's the game that spawned the !bad meme in Tayman's Twitch channel.
Can we call it? If 10 people know about it, is it really a meme?
Yes, because but we'll get to that. Thanks for the GGs, and Tayman's up next with S Hard and Pokemon Puzzle League. Going now.
Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to Pokemon Puzzle League for the Nintendo 64. I am Tayman. Again, we're joined here by FFRpro, who also runs this game, and Razorflame, who's decided not to run this game because it is bad.
No, I actually run the game. I do run the game. I just am unsure if I want to continue running S hard because it's hard.
S hard's very challenging. It's probably if we set aside Planet Puzzle League, which a lot of people do, this is the most difficult AI in the entire Puzzle League series. I actually got a world record a couple days ago, just out of nowhere. So
yeah, because you got God fights and certain fights.
It was ridiculous, but that's not going to happen today.
And you had 2 AIs self-destruct on you.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. So this will be pretty fun. A lot of people, this was the most exposure they've gotten to Puzzle League because it came out during the height of the Pokemon craze in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, but we'll have plenty of time to talk about it as we go on.
Yeah.
So, if you guys are ready.
Oh yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm just gonna start off by saying this game is a meme.
It's pretty great. Like, I don't want to... You know, we meme about how bad the game is, but that's just because we're speedrunning it. It really is a phenomenal game.
Oh, yeah.
And, FFR, do you want to talk about the strategies we're going to use?
Yes, so the main strategy we're going to try to use is the double 4 combo strategy here. So what Tayman's going to do is to start the chain with a 4 combo, and then somewhere along the chain that he's going to do is to get another 4 combo, and try to time his guard attack so that AI has very few blocks.
Yep.
And one of the 4 combo garbage blocks separates from the rest of the garbage. Because what this AI does is that it prioritizes for the lowest garbage block first.
Yep.
So
yeah.
So by having a 4 combo garbage block, almost like that, low on level.
There we go.
But it's still going to be a 4 skill. So, yeah, generally you just want to try, what you're going to see a lot is a 4 combo starting off immediately, usually followed immediately into a second, a chain with a 4 combo attached to the first part of the chain. Doesn't have to be, but that's what I see most often. And then keep building the chain into... You keep building that chain into a at least a 6 or 7 chain, I believe, for the first couple fights, and then after that, when we get to the later stages, we go into longer chains, right?
Well, the first few stages, or the first half, we can sometimes go for the stop time kill, which is where we send our garbage as soon as they raise their stack. When you raise your stack, your stop time is reset to 0, and because it's the... Oh my god, controller. Because it's the first half, their cursor speed isn't quite as good.
And are not able to react to...
Yeah, so let's try that.
Ooh, that's really high. Yeah,
later on...
Yo, there we go.
Later on in the run, my teammate will not be going for the time kill because AI will just eventually get way too fast, and it will basically make pretty much anything that's within reach.
Yeah, and generally speaking, yeah, you're gonna notice, as with Panel de Pon, you're gonna notice a huge cursor speed increase
let's go.
going towards, and that's perfect AI manip there.
Yeah, that
So-
is the perfect tax
Yep.
block. Right
Well,
there.
Actually, it's not quite perfect. Perfect would be if it dropped all the way to the bottom of the well, but that's
No,
Ooh,
no, that's imperfect. That is
right. But I mean, if there's nothing that they can clear at the bottom, right?
right. But you were saying like if it falls all the way to the bottom, the AI will actually just ignore.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, if it falls all the way to the bottom, they just ignore it and they go on and do other stuff.
Okay, that's something new. I do have to admit this is the game I speedrun the least, so I don't know everything about this.
We still got it though.
Oh yeah, because the backup strat that Tay uses is he sends tons and tons of combos after the initial chain to basically fill the screen, so that he gets to force like that.
Yeah, that's just a matter. You want to keep the opponent topped off, and in case, so you drop the chain when you think that they've left an opening, but you just to be safe, you need to keep sending garbage.
Yeah, because if you don't, if you undersend garbage, they'll raise, and they'll get even if you get one from the bottom of the screen, like a 4 combo block, one from the bottom of the screen. If you leave like 2 or 3 lines at the top, they'll raise and they'll clear that 4 combo block. So that's why you have to fill the screen.
So going back to earlier, how in this game, guard falls all the way to the bottom, AI ignores it. That's actually not the case in GameCube Pounds Upon. In that game, if you get a guard block fall all the way to the very bottom of the screen, that AI does not know what to do in that situation. So they will actually keep scanning for moves, and they just won't find any. They just will supply and lose.
Yeah. And that's the game that's going to be run next by me. And we'll talk about it more when we get there, but it's no push.
Oh my.
One other thing that Tay is using is what we call the reset strat, where if you don't get it first try, you do what you see him doing right now, which is just restarting the fight.
Also, I really did not start that chain off very well, so more often than not, I'm gonna reset that.
In this game, resetting does not count as a continue, whereas in Panel de Pawn, for Nintendo Puzzle Collection Panel de Pawn, it does count as a continue.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Why?
Not exactly why they did it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit unfortunate right there.
Why do you level off the stack?
Yeah.
Why do you bring that over?
So in this game, opponents, that's the thing you never want to see is your opponent leveling the stack. You might have seen me do it in my previous run of Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. I did it just so that I can maximize the space I have to work with. Whereas the CPUs do it in this case. I don't even know why they do it. They just do it sometimes.
Well, it's like sometimes the clear that they see requires them to pull blocks out and move it over, and then in that process, it'll level off the stack. We don't like leveling off the stack because... sorry, I was focusing on the chain.
Basically, it defeats the whole purpose of having a 4 combo block. Separate itself from the rest of the guard taking a set in, which is the primary thing that you want in order to get these quick kills.
Yeah, so Koga's being a real jerk right now.
Good.
Yeah, and you can see right here. Yeah, that was some cool lags. You can see here that the AI is getting clears off the garbage, and as I mentioned in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, that's not guaranteed. It basically is a guarantee in this game, assuming you have blocks underneath to clear off of.
Yeah, and we've seen some pretty ridiculous clears with 7 blocks remaining. I've seen 2 with 6 blocks remaining. It's just stupid when they do stupid stuff like that, and it's infuriating.
Alright, I'll reset there. So usually you'll almost always have at least one wall in the run. So Koga's already gone on for
2
maybe three minutes so far. We do set the estimate high once again, just because of all the ridiculousness that can happen.
And this run in particular, we set it especially high because the variance in this game is so extreme that we have to set it high. As hot, like we're talking 25 minutes over PB high, and that's just because of the variance. Like, I mean,
oh my god,
I believe your variance is anywhere between 16 and 30-minute runs, right?
Well, I have a stats degree, so do I get really pretentious about what variance actually means?
No.
No. Basically, you just have like a wide range of times that can happen, and you just set the estimate high.
Yep.
Because a lot can go wrong, and like a lot can go wrong.
More so,
and you can still make the.
Sorry.
I'm gonna try that. Actually,
I was gonna say more so than any other puzzle league game. I would say even NPC PDP, where there is real variance in that game. I'd say there's more in this game.
Yeah, there we go.
Anything like this. Yeah.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Oh, I also love how there were diamonds there and that she just couldn't see them because anything above that 4 combo doesn't exist.
Now, if those diamonds were lined up, ready to clear, and her cursor was over them, just by happenstance, she might have gone for the clear anyway, because the game, we don't know how the AI really works. Sometimes they'll just, like, if they're right on something, they'll clear it, even if they're not supposed to.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, and now I'm going to talk about a rare occurrence in this game, which we call the infinite scroll glitch.
Yo, that was a good blame.
The infinite scroll glitch is a glitch. We have no idea what triggers it, and we have no idea what causes it, or how to. It just scrolls. Game scrolls infinitely.
FFR, don't we have an idea of what causes it, or is it just a hypothesis?
I think how it's caused is when a girth block would fall into the air cursor while they're making a swap. For whatever reason, the game just really does not like it when that happens, and so basically the game just breaks because of it.
Yeah, and you literally have to just restart the fight. That's it. There's no fixing it. Other than dying and restarting the fight. It's basically a soft block.
Yeah, when infinite scroll glitch happens, you actually can't die, because it's just scrolls forever.
Right. I totally forgot that, but yeah. So the only way to fix it is to either reset the console or restart.
Perfect.
Very nice.
Well, you can still pause the game, so you can actually
retry. But I mean, I was just given all the options, but yeah, it's very rare though. Most people have only had it happen maybe a couple times. I've only had it happen once in the 10 or 12 hours I've played this.
Actual speedruns, I've had it happen, I think, twice.
Yeah, I've had it happen once in an actual speed run. It's actually in my current SR PB.
I know from all the years of playing it casually, I have had it many times, And that is
Very
basically
nice.
a perfect Team Rocket.
Yeah.
I had an 11-second Team Rocket in the world record, which was a gold, because I dropped my chain, and they somehow couldn't find a clear and just died.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
You just take those.
Wasn't Team Rocket actually the one that self-destructed? One of the ones that self-destructed on?
No, that was a Surge.
But I mean there was another one that raised all the way to the top as well. And
I don't think so. And I did not time that Surge well, or this.
Giovanni.
What, Gio? What are you doing?
Wait, what is he doing?
He's gonna find something.
Yep.
And well, now he's low enough on blocks where I'm not gonna reset. I was gonna reset, but
So why
now
if he's level off on blocks do you choose to not reset?
well, there's always a chance that, like, if they're low on blocks, they could just run themselves out, and Gio clears basically as much as he can. You see that?
Yeah, like he's clearing a 9,
Yeah.
a 2-9 there, which leaves him with so many fewer blocks to deal with. And he's going to do a 3-6 here. And then probably
obviously
a 4. I was going to say a 4-6 there, but
Yeah, interestingly enough,
Wow.
Geo and Team Rocket tend to
Yep, and then that's it.
clear as much as they can. But when it
my
comes
god,
I don't know why that is.
that's so strange and interesting.
We're on a pretty good pace so far.
Yeah, I'm guessing like 12 or 13. Nah, not like a, yeah, no, maybe 12 or 13 is more, right?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Probably 12 or 13 at this point. Maybe, I can't judge.
Oh, is this
Wait,
Richie?
Oh, 13 minutes. Jeez.
Yeah, no, I mean at this point, I think we're like maybe that far in. It seems about that. Yes.
No, no. We're about 16 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay.
Man, like 12, 13, that'd be... Well, it wouldn't even be world record pace
Nope.
anymore. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I think at this point in world record, you were like 11 minutes in.
I was like 11 something after Lorelei.
Oh, after Lorelei. Oh my god. That's yeah. So we're already. Yeah. So I also want to mention that the chance of you seeing a world record here is like none.
Is that gonna work? That's not gonna work. Richie, why do you do this shit? Crap. Horizontal clears not allowed.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, the blues just lined up there. That was unfortunate.
Yeah. Overall, though, out of the 2 manips that are available in Puzzle League games, this one is, in my opinion, once you get used to it, it's easier to pull off than NPC PDPs. NPC PDPs is very hard to pull off because you have to do it completely differently than this games.
Yeah, it's also the strat that kind of makes writing this game even viable in the first place.
Yeah.
PDP is like barely even viable. I'm not gonna touch that game.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like Very Hard a lot.
I did not want to do a 5 combo there. Hello?
Oh yeah, overall, we've just been seeing a really, really good showing, and they're that raise
Alright.
into interesting horizontal clear instead of an easier vertical clear. Yeah, like AI in this game is just so out there. It's like funny to watch sometimes. If you're not the runner, that is. Like, it just makes some really stupid decisions sometimes.
Oh, that might be good.
Oh.
What is she doing?
My
Okay.
gosh.
Oh, because it fell on the floor. That's weird.
Lorelei didn't have any nerve, so you were just fine there.
Yeah. And that's all due
Yeah.
to the fact that he sent so much garbage that it kept her topped off. If he hadn't done that, she would have raised and cleared that 4-combo block. And that's actually true in the next game as well, where you have to be on point with your garbage.
Really, Bruno?
Yeah, so in Tay's previous world record, this is where he this is the fight that took the longest in his previous world record, I believe.
No, it still took the longest in the new one, too.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, but I mean, in the previous one, it took long. It took like 4 minutes.
Well, I think in the first world record, it took like 2:20, and this one it took 2:10 or so.
Yeah, so in other words, this is the one fight that you don't like very much anymore, I'm guessing.
I wish it would be a little nicer.
Yeah, it's just been cruel to you. Oh, nice airwalk, Bruno.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Star is that there's always going to be content somewhere. You know, just that things have to go, a lot of things have to go right to get time as low as 15 minutes.
I'd say an astronomical amount of things have to go right to get anywhere close to a world record now. Like we're talking the current world record run being like a 1 in maybe 25,000.
I'd put it like at 1 in 5,000 maybe.
Well, we could go with your split attempt number and go with 1 in whatever.
All right, can that work, please?
And whatever
There we go.
we go with a 1 in whatever 3,100 and some divided by 2 is. So
Well, we don't need to get caught up in the exact numbers. It's really hard.
yeah.
I might just off and on grind for a sub 15 just because I have nothing else to do.
And it would be
life,
a really
apparently.
good. It would really be a good milestone for the game to hit at some point.
Well, gosh, did we even think this was possible? Like,
No.
like
Like a year and a half ago, when you got the first one, everyone in the community was like, absolutely
man,
shocked.
I am so good at this game. Look at that, Gary.
Yeah. So the next fight is Mewtwo, and this fight you are not allowed to restart on. If you do, you go back to Gary too. So let's see what kind of Mewtwo we get. Let's just hope we get a good Mewtwo.
Oh my god, dude. My controller's acting up.
Oh no.
Not a great start.
There's the down stacking, although now it's connected. Not enough.
Oh,
No.
didn't quite send that back up. Back.
Yeah, it's so this could potentially now take a while.
Oh my god. I mean, I can reset.
You could.
I'd rather go back to Gary.
Yeah. So I mean, it is still viable if your Mewtwo is gonna look like it's gonna take more than a couple minutes to go back to Gary too. But if you're like me and you're not as consistent at the minute as you see Tay here is, going back to Gary could actually end up costing you more time than trying to tough out Mewtwo. Even
See, look at that. We're
Yeah.
back to Mewtwo.
yeah, but I mean, as I was saying, if you're not as consistent at the minute as say I am compared to Tay is, it actually might be worth staying on Mewtwo and trying to outlast Mewtwo.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It just depends on your skill level. If you're confident enough and you're consistent enough in getting your Manips, then going back to Gary, if your Mewtwo looks like it's going to take a long time, is the better option. But if you're not as consistent, I would say stay on the stage and try and outlast. Because, I mean, even though it could go 10, 15, 20 minutes, eventually you'll win. If you can survive.
Alright, Mewtwo is really not doing anything right now.
Did you just send a question mark mystery chain to him?
I'm going to win.
Yeah.
So that.
Ooh, I think we're gonna be good though.
Oh yes.
Alright, that's time.
Alright.
That's
Alright.
That's pretty good.
Dude.
I think
sub 25 with the Mewtwo reset.
That's insane.
Not bad.
That's really good.
I just want to, if I can play like that at the tournament, that'd be pretty great.
Well, I mean,
we're having a PPL tournament next month.
If you could play as well as you've qualified for the tournament so far, you would be pretty. I mean, the only real challenge I can see for you is cards at the moment. Cards to the heart. He's one of the. I'd say he's probably the leader of our community. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys would agree. I think he's like one of the main people of our community.
Yeah, Card is pretty good. It's going to be exciting to face him in the tournament. But, well, we finished way ahead of schedule. Would it be okay to show off like a 10-minute hard mode run?
Yeah, I mean, it should be fine because as long as it's under 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to show off a different strategy.
Yeah. So hard mode. This is something that you can. This is a much easier speedrun to get into for those that want to get into speedrunning Puzzle League. At the end of this showcase, I'm going to be showing probably the easiest run to get into, which is Pokemon Puzzle Challenge Easy. It's easy to get into, but easy is still fairly difficult to get a good time in. So, I believe the strategy in this is that.
Top them off as fast as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say combos with chains, and you finish them off fast.
Honestly, this is going to be pretty similar to FFRpro's is paneled upon S-Hard, but like it's a little easier, I'd say.
Yeah, the level 4 strategy actually works very well for hard mode.
Really? The 2-4 combo? Oh, well, you're right. It does work.
Because it gives them even fewer blocks to work with because they're going after that smaller garbage block, and their cursor speed is just so slow.
Yeah, so actually, I learned something. Yeah, so by the way, if you're interested and would like to participate in a tournament, a speedrunning tournament, we, Cards of the Heart, organized, I believe it's the 20th anniversary? 20th. Yeah, it's the
20th anniversary.
20th anniversary PPL speedrunning tournament. So if you like what you see and think you would like to participate, I can post you a link in chat right now to it, and
wow, that was bad.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and post you the link here, if that's all right, with Shockwave and Moon.
Yeah, that's gonna work, I think. Yeah, there we go. Messed it up a bit.
Yeah, sorry.
To be honest, if you're going for a really good time, you want to be getting, on average, 13 to 15 seconds a stage, or better. Like, it's a lot easier, but in a sense, it's like a lot grindier and a little more mindless than S-Hard, I'd say.
Yeah, so the link I just posted in chat, that is a link to the sign up for the tournament. If you're interested in participating, feel free to sign up. Before you do, make sure you read the description, the full description, because that'll give you all the requirements in order to be able to play.
Yeah.
If you don't own the game and the capture card, you can play on emulator. Just make sure you play with the right ones. Everything is listed in the description. So if you'd like to, feel free to join. Everyone is welcome. Not just people who, not just the old guard, but new players are welcome.
Actually, only sub 20 S-Hard club members only.
Kappa.
No, come and have a good time in our Puzzle League tournament. It's this game is so fun. I love it so much.
Yeah, the one major requirement you are going to have to do is you are going to have to either stream or local record a speed run of hard, super hard, or very hard, and submit it to the leaderboard before the end of this month.
No.
That's what we're calling the qualifying period. So that is a requirement if you want to participate in the tournament. But really, it's not that difficult. Even hard, like you're seeing now, can be really, really. I find hard a lot more fun to play than S-Hard. And that's just because I suck at S-Hard.
The reason S-Hard's so difficult is because to play at a higher level, you have to be good not only at chaining, but looking over at the opponent's screen, which is like kind of mind-blowing to some people.
And you also have to be consistent with the AI.
Right, well that's part of looking over. That's what makes it consistent.
Yeah.
Also, Blaine, you're a butt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
I don't want to chain that much.
I do want to mention, though, that I believe you have until the 30... Is it till the 3rd? How, you know when registration closes for the tournament?
I think registration and the qualifiers end the 31st.
Yeah.
So, like, you could theoretically register on the 30th and then submit a single run and then be good.
Each different run, depending upon which difficulty you submit, is weighted differently. So if you're a newcomer and you want to get a fairly decent seed,
Nice.
I would recommend playing the hard, because that's weighted the most. And the whole weight system is based upon a lot of complex stuff that we don't need to get into. But hard is worth the most, because it's the most number of matches of that difficulty that we play. So that's the difficulty I would recommend focusing on and getting the time, and if you would want to qualify for the tournament in a decent position. Also, that's really nice. Anyways, back to this run. Hard goes to Gary too, right?
That's right.
Okay. It's just because in all the different games it goes to different, like hard mode in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, I believe does go all the way to Dragonite. And in Nintendo Puzzle Collection Panel Upon, hard goes all the way to the Witches. But with a caveat, and that you have to get a 1cc. If you die at any point in hard on Nintendo Puzzle Collection, you don't get to fight the witches and you don't get the completion.
I did not know that, actually.
It's the only difficulty where that's the case, and it's stupid.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I actually noticed it and had to let cards know, and he had to add a special rule to both the hard and easy to very hard categories because of that.
Frick.
Because literally saying that if you die at any point during hard, you will have to redo hard difficulty. because you, in order to fulfill the requirements for hard difficulty, you have to beat every fight in the game.
Because it might be faster, yeah, if you just died on purpose.
You can't. You have to fight the
And then-
witches.
No, I'm saying without that rule,
Uh,
it might be faster just to die, and then
Well,
you
yeah.
have to do one less stage.
in order to fulfill the requirements of the category, you have to fight the witches, so you can't.
I'm gonna take you down.
And that was actually the case before the rule
I'm gonna
change.
take you down.
Lorelei, what are you doing? What is your stack doing so high? Or so low?
That is low for hard. Normally it's like maybe
Oh my
one or
God.
two rows higher than that. Also, yeah. Yeah, so even
You got Cloister.
oh, we have Cloister.
Lorelei, I don't understand what Lorelei's doing.
She's bucking the curve. Like did that hard.
Oh, that was a good swag chain.
Yeah, but I mean that heart. She if she moved it one more over, she would have cleared. That's like the perplexing things about this AI on this game that I don't understand. But yeah, so we did want to mix up what we're showing a little bit, and we do want to show some easier difficulties for you guys, so that you guys aren't intimidated by us just doing all the hard stuff right away. And we do want to show you some easy stuff as well. Although hard, I think
Brock.
I think hard is still. Once you get used to like chaining and comboing, hard would be a good category. But make sure you can do at least a 2 or 3 or 4 combo. Chain and and like combos, and you should be able to do this difficulty no problem.
Wow, can't I get that 13-second Gary on my PB runs?
Yeah, I think your current qualifying time is 8:36.
8:38.
8:38. Yeah.
I might grind that a little lower just for posterity.
Yeah, you know that's actually 15 seconds off the world record, right?
Yeah, but those seconds are harder to get.
Yeah.
And hard.
Cards of the Heart's current qualifying time is an 8:25, which is 2 seconds off the PB and 1 second. Sorry, 2 seconds off the world record and 1 second off his PB. But yeah, that's the end of that run. And next, FFRpro21 is going to show you a different mode in the same game.
Oh yeah, spa service.
Yeah, this is going to show more cursor speed and board vision than anything else, really. I think that's the right statement, right?
Yeah, you can definitely say that.
Yeah, you'll FFR Pro as either mostly number 1 or number 2 in all of the spa service type categories in all the different games. There are a few people that are that have dethroned him, but most he still holds a couple world records, I think, right?
I think so. So
Yeah.
Players over time have definitely gotten faster and better.
Yeah, I mean, there's. I also, while we have a minute, I'd like to just shout out. Actually, you know what? We'll do that at the end. I was gonna say shout outs to people that weren't here, but we'll do that at the end. So we'll go ahead and So go ahead and whenever you're ready, go ahead. And Tay, you can just if you read if you read.
Oh, whoops.
Okay. Okay, that's where it starts. Okay. Making sure I know where to start.
I think we're live. Yeah, we're live.
Alright, so yeah, I'm back. So we are staying in Pokemon Puzzle League, but now we're doing another mode called Spa Service. So basically, it's just a line clear mode. Got an entire stack below a white line that appears on the screen. And this is just you against the blocks. Don't need to worry about any AI or anything like that. You know, This is basically you just play fast.
Yeah, and this is the only, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the only line clear mode in any game that does both 2 and 3D.
Yes, well, Palpon GameCube also has that, but they have it as separate options.
Yeah, this is the only one that has them both in the same mode.
Yeah.
Give the people a surprise when they get there.
Oh,
alright.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, you'll still be surprised because, I mean, yeah, but yeah. Let's go ahead.
Alright, here we go. Start in 3, 2, 1, go.
So the lore of Spa Service is that Team Rocket has started a spa service. So in one of their masterful disguises, and they are going to capture people's Pokemon when they drop them off at the spa. And I'm not quite sure why they dress up in all these different costumes all throughout, but gameplay-wise, you can see that there's a little dotted line on the screen, and you have to lower your entire stack. You have to keep clearing blocks until you get beneath that line. And as you progress throughout the stage, you have to clear more and more blocks, and the stack speed, or the stack speed, will get faster and faster. Not that that really matters to like a high-end player, because they're going to be clearing so many blocks and chaining, and the stack's really not going to be raising unless you want it to.
Basically, the name of the game is clear. Keep clearing. Just keep clearing. You never want to stop in this mode.
Yeah.
And that's where the cursor speed and the board vision really helps. You need the board vision, and what I mean by board vision is seeing, looking at the board and being able to see clears quickly. That's what you, and then the cursor speed is obviously how fast you move your cursor. So you need both of those skills at fairly high. You need them pretty high in order to be able to clear these modes in the types of speeds that you will see FFRpro clearing these modes at. We start off with 5 colors. Eventually, I believe at the halfway point, we'll move up to 6 if I recall correctly.
Nope, we stay at 5.
Oh, okay, so this is one game that bumps to 10.
Well, the special stages that we will see use the sticks.
Yeah. The reason why I said that is because in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, I believe the stage clear mode actually does that. After the halfway point, you do go on the 6. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, and the same with that touch attack on the bond, they do the same thing.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, you're basically this is just to sit back and watch, and you'll just see FFRpro clearing until raising his stack until he gets all the way to right below the top, and then from there clearing as much as he can, raising his stack until he sees the line, maybe a couple of lines below that, and then clear all the way until you get to the bottom, like you saw there. And like Tayman said, the rate at which the panels will rise, which is called the speed level, will increase over the course of the entire spa service until you get to, I think at the end you'll eventually be at like what, 40, 50 speed, somewhere around there.
Yeah, last stage you start at skill 45.
Yeah. Except for one stage, which is the special stage, which I believe is 50 speed, right?
No, that's also 45.
Oh, okay. It's just really, really fast. That's one. There's one exception to that stage, which we'll talk about when we get there.
We're ready whenever you are.
By the way, that 2-2 was.
Nice gold there.
Nice gold. So,
Yeah,
yeah, the reason why he goes through all that damage here is because for FFRpro, golds in this game, and I think any puzzle league game, are very, very few and far between.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Well, because it's not like it's a matter of luck, basically.
Yeah.
Prepare to
Yeah, like I think Tay's one gold that he had in PPL is probably the first you had in ages, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's one on Rocket that was 11 seconds.
Yeah. For me, golds are for me rainbows. I have rainbow splits enabled, so they're rainbows for me. They're a bit more common than the FFR and Tay. In like Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, for example, they're actually pretty rare still on some of the categories that I've played more, like Intense. I haven't gotten an Intense Gold in 3 or 4 months, so getting one gets you all hyped up.
Yeah, you'll get all of your golds out of the way when you start running it, and as you keep getting lower and lower times on stages, and then eventually, like, because it's not a matter of like executing a certain section of a level in a traditional speed run better. It's just like a matter of getting good luck past a certain point.
Yeah, and there's also another thing that happens, and that is eventually you'll find that your sum of bests is like you don't even need to pay attention to it because it's so far below what's humanly possible that you shouldn't even pay attention to it. It's like basically these games break sum of best measurements.
I always compare against average.
Yeah. For example, I believe Tay's sum of best is as hard as like a 906.
Right around there.
Yeah, and my sum of best on the category I'm running next, V hard, is like 25 minutes below my PB. It's like an 1858, and my PB is a 4356.
Yeah, it's totally bonkers.
Yeah, basically the reason why is that like that is because of the high amount of variance. Like that's the explanation for basically the further apart your PB and your sum of best is, the more variance the game has generally. It's not always the case, but most of the time it is. Anyways, you're starting to see now that stages, you're starting to have to clear a ton of blocks. You're having to raise multiple times. You're having to do a lot more in order to clear these stages, and that's just going to keep on being the case. You'll notice the first stage in a set of levels is like pretty tame. It's short, but then when you get to like the midway point, you'll start noticing that the stack will be higher at the start, and you'll have to clear more and more. And then when you get to the last stage, the stack will be really high, and you have to clear a ton more. that's the general way that these levels progress. Is starts off kind of small with a short stack, and then it goes higher and more, and then higher and more as you go on. And then again, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, that's generally what happens.
Yeah. And again, there's an exception with the special stage, which we'll get into again when it happens. I'm not sure when it happens in this game. I would assume this game does have the iconic special stage, right?
Yeah,
Ooh,
does have it.
The special stage that you're allowed. Well, actually, I'm gonna save that. But this is a special stage that you get roughly halfway through a mode that just comes out of nowhere.
In Tetris Attack, that scared me as a kid.
Yeah, because you thought you had to win, right?
Just it's a little intimidating. Bowser has this roar, interrupts your game.
And he also has an HP bar. This is a special stage.
We'll get there. It's Butch and Cassidy, named after Butch and Cassidy.
Yeah, so there you go.
You don't have to beat it.
You don't. Yeah, you do not have to beat it. In fact, in a speedrun sense, you do not. You just want to lose immediately because this is the fastest. And now we're in 3D mode. The surprise is that there actually is a 3D mode. Not really if you've played this game before, but this is where this specific speedrun takes a turn for like the mind-bending, mind-blowing type of speed that you're gonna see. Like, you're allowed to deal with the 362 now instead of just a 2D plane. And in order to complete a stage now, you have to do it around the entire tube.
Prepare to battle.
So these stages end up taking, I would say, could end up taking considerably longer for a new player than the previous 3. So, yeah, this is a curveball this game throws at you, and this is where you're just going to see the mind-blowing speed, clearing speed. You'll be intimidated when you first see 3D mode, by the way, because you're like, wait, 3D mode? And you'll just see the amount of work you have to do, and you'll be like, oh crap. And like was stated earlier, this is the only game in the series where both 2D and 3D mode are part of the same line clear, stage clear type game mode, where in future games they're separated. You can choose either 2D or 3D. But yeah, you're just seeing why FFRpro is so good at these stage clear modes. It's just the sheer speed. The one thing you need to watch out for in this mode is you have to be cognizant of the entire tube. As you can see the other side of the tube in the background. That's where you have to be careful, because if you have uneven stacks and you don't notice it, you could kill yourself very easily by raising until you raise all the way to the top and kill yourself that way. So that's the major hurdle you have in 3D mode. I'm not sure if you guys would agree with that, but that's what I always found to be true in this mode.
It's a little intimidating because sometimes it's so many more blocks to focus on.
And you also have to be cognizant of the entire tube, including the stuff in the background. And like I said, it's just an easy way for you to lose a run or lose a good marathon run, and if you don't pay attention to what you see in the background.
Okay, let's
You can just raise yourself and die. But so far, just masterful play. This is what you want. This is what you like to see. I'm not sure how what kind of pace FFR is on, but it seems like a pretty good pace.
And we are on 24 pace.
24 pace. That's very, very good. The estimate is 30 minutes.
Yeah, I wish my cursor speed could be this fast.
Yeah. I'd say my cursor speed is obviously the slowest out of the three of us, but I'd still say my cursor speed is still pretty good for where I am, skill-wise. It's something I work on when I play in marathon mode, 3D marathon mode. I actually take the time to move every single panel to fill every single hole, just to practice the cursor speed. That's just the way I do it. Anyways, Team Rocket does have some very, very, very weird costumes in this game. I believe James wore a tutu in stage 3, if I'm not mistaken. And then they're both dressed as, I believe these are geisha costumes.
These are some rather insensitive costumes they're wearing.
Yeah, but yeah, like James in a tutu, for example. Not sure they wanted that was a good choice, but I guess they did it for the entertainment factor. Like we're talking like I think we're talking like late 90s right now, right?
That's when the anime was going. This game came out in 2000.
Yeah, but I mean, this is majorly based off the anime, and in the anime, James was known to dress up in like dresses and stuff as well. Like it's not a novel concept. It's what he used to do as well. And Jesse would actually insist on it on some occasions.
There was that episode that was banned in the US featuring content that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, and there was actually another. There was one that was banned in Japan. It was the one where the tentacle attacking the building. Remember that episode where they attacked the buildings? Like they came out of the scene and attacked the buildings. They thought it was too much like a tsunami or something like that, and they banned it in Japan.
I was not aware of that, actually. I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the one where all the tentacles come out and attack the city. Yeah, that one got banned in Japan because basically for the reason I said. But yeah, it's the only such episode that I know of that got banned in Japan and not the United States. But yeah, the reason why we're talking about the anime is the anime, like, you see anime references all over this game. Like, Jigglypuff with the microphone, for example, as the stop timer in this mode. Jigglypuff always had that, always showed up in the anime and drew over all their faces whenever Ash and company fell asleep. I mean, I assume that's the case, and that would be the case with this Jigglypuff. And then Jesse James Meowth, like the regular, like they've been in every anime since the beginning. I'm pretty sure they've been in every anime and every movie.
We're ready whenever you are.
But yeah, the in-game time. One thing to note: the in-game timer in the upper left never gets reset throughout the entire run. I believe, unless you, if you die, does it get reset?
No.
Yeah, so it never gets reset. So that's one way to tell. Although the in-game timer does run quite a bit slower than RTA, but it's one way to tell. It's one thing you can use to tell how good of a pace you are on. If you're able to do math and figure out exactly what RTA that is. Or you could just look at your splits.
Show us what you got.
I mean, you're just wrecking these stages.
So far.
Okay. Now at stage 6, the gig is up. It's actually been Team Rocket the entire time. Holy cow.
Like, it's a total mind-blown moment to happen.
This is Bamboozle Central.
Yeah. This is the stage where I've always found the last stage of stage clear mode in all games to actually be somewhat difficult because the high panel speed, panel array speed rate, the speed level.
I've always, I mean, for me, I've found it a little easier because it goes faster and I don't have, I'm not trying to play faster than the game will allow.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, but I'm talking like Tetris Attack. That one, I believe you start stage 6 around in the mid-30s, and speed level in that game is much more severe than this game, I think.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It's the one stage clear mode that took me 3 times to beat. All the other ones I've been able to beat first try. But that was the one that actually took me 3 tries. Anyways, this goes basically, in case you haven't figured out, how can anyone be this fast? Practice. That's literally the answer to everything with Puzzle League, is the more you practice, the better you get.
Let's see what you can do.
The more you play, the better you get, I should say. Like, that's generally... And, all 3 of us have played this series of games for over a decade, or 2 in some cases. Right?
Oh, sorry, say that again?
All 3 of us have played this series of games for over a decade, if not 2, right?
Yeah, I played Tetris Attack when I was 5. It's like a little... Usually you see speedrunners, they played this game when they were a kid and they want to get into actually speedrunning it. You don't as often see people playing it for the very first time or early on trying to speedrun it because it takes so long to get up to speed. Unless they really want to, they enjoy it and they want to play it and they want to learn.
And they want to put in the time. Because let me tell you, when I first started playing, it took me maybe a week of playing to be able to get my first free chain. And then it took me maybe a month to get my first 5 chain. And now my highest chain on the game I play the most, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, is a 13 on without garbage and a 27 with garbage.
Dang.
Yeah, so it basically, and that's just to show that if you play a game long enough, you can break some pretty insane some pretty insane boundaries that that
Prepare to
you never thought would be
battle.
broken. Like, for example, Siuga, who's another member of our community. I'm not sure if this was recently, but he fairly recently got the first sub 7 in Panel de Pong super hard. And like I'd say in the past 2 years, more world records in these games have been broken than probably any other time in history. I think you guys would agree with that, right?
Well, Yoshi took down a lot of categories.
And before him, Cards spent like half a year to a year going through and getting the world record in every single Pokemon Puzzle Challenge versus mode category. And then Yoshi, like 6 months later, Yoshimitsu, another member, just went through maybe half a year ago and took all of them except Easy.
Oh, did he get intense too?
Yep, he got intense.
Wow. That is ridiculous.
Sub 14 intense.
Alright, last stage.
Yep, so this stage is against Giovanni, and this is a stage where you have to get chains and combos only to deal damage to the health bar on your left. It is actually not Japanese runners. I don't think it's... Well, I mean, there are a bunch of Japanese runners, now that I think about it. I shouldn't be saying that, but they don't really speedrun the game. There's only a few that speedrun the game. There's a lot that play competitively, though. And there's time for this. Tetris panel Puzzle League in Japan, most Japanese players play it competitively. They don't play it speedrunning. I think you guys would agree, right?
I know there's a bigger Japanese scene for Tetris Attack.
Yes, but the top players like Kusan and Muhi and Suzumi, they don't really speedrun. They just play competitively. Although Suzumi and Muhi have done Panel de Pon runs that Cards added, but that's neither here nor between. Also, a nice sub 25.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a really good performance. And you got the key to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, up next we have the final run, the second to last run, which is going to be Nintendo Puzzle Collection Panel de Pong. V hard. And I'm going to be doing that for you, and this is going to be the run that's going to be this is a challenging run. So I hope you're all ready for that. All right.
Okay, you're off. And just because things have gone on with me differently today, this will be your last run for the day.
Okay, not a problem.
This is a 5-minute thing, right?
Wait, what?
This is the 5-minute thing you wanted to do,
No.
right?
No, that was the run after this. This is gonna be hopefully a little. Hopefully, the estimate is an hour.
Oh, this is an hour?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
And then this will be the final run.
Yeah.
Got it. This is the one where I'm not gonna be able to. I assume we're on intermission, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the final run that we'll do. This run is one that's going to be, it's going to show, it's a good run to end on. Let's just leave it like that. But I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I gotta crop your stuff, and then...
Yeah, and then I gotta move this over here. Alright. While you're doing that, I should still spend about an hour. Probably should do a little bit of warm up before we start. Shouldn't like maybe a minute or two I'll do.
What's the thing in the game category?
Game category is versus com versus com very hard, or V hard.
Okay, and the game is
Nintendo Puzzle Collection in parentheses Panel de Pon.
Val de Pon.
Yep. Same spelling as last time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty. This isn't good. I'm pretty not. I'm pretty cold. I should have gone. I should have gone and warmed up before this time. That's so bad of me. Because this is a very difficult run.
We're ready whenever.
Yeah, okay. I'll just go like this, and hopefully I'll be able to warm up as we play. So you can go ahead and put us live now if you'd like.
And you're controlling the audio this time, so
yeah,
it's set up the same way it was for your other run.
Alright, so we live now?
Yes.
Right, hello everyone, this is razorflamekun, and due to some unforeseen circumstances, this is going to be the final run of our showcase. We're ending on Nintendo Puzzle Collection Panel de Pon V Hard. This is another difficulty that I'm actually not going to talk during this difficulty, because this is probably the hardest category that I run, and you're gonna see some stuff. You're gonna see about this. We'll talk about it when we get into it. So let's just get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
I actually don't know a ton about this category, to be honest. I think FFR runs more puzzly games than I do. So what is this is pretty similar to PPL S-Hard, isn't it?
Yes, it uses the same engine as Pokemon Puzzle League. So things have been changed a little bit. Some of the little quirks with the garbage system have been cleaned up. So the same strategy is actually going to be used in this run as well as in Pokemon Puzzle League S-Hard earlier, which is the double 4 combo, strat that makes speedrun this game viable in the first place. So the way you execute it is actually a little bit different. So in Pokemon Puzzle League, when you start a chain with a combo, that initial combo waits for you, the player, to stop chaining before it will then wait for the opponent to stop clearing blocks and chaining and whatnot, and then the garbage will fall onto the opponent's screen, which is what allows the quick kill to be a little easier to execute. But in this game, if you start a chain with a combo, that combo actually does not wait for you to stop chaining. It will only wait for the opponent to stop clearing blocks before it will fall into the opponent's screen.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Because of that.
Oh, go ahead.
So because of that, doing the double 4 combo strat is a little bit different and a little bit more challenging. So basically, what you have to do is you have to start with 2 4 combos right at the beginning, and then you have to basically chain, like you would in Tetris Attack on the Super Nintendo with a bunch of combos and whatnot. So yes, it's very, very different execution-wise on how you do the strat.
I know Cards was grinding this for months, was it? Almost. Or basically. Just because there's so much more RNG since the garbage does not drop the same way as PPL, it's a lot more random.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Cards. Yeah, he was grinding to beat Stuga's then world record of I think it was 1659 at the time. I think what's the world record now? Let me take a quick look here.
1626.
Okay, so it's still a 16. Yeah, that's just because how you execute the Dell 4 is very, very different than that of PPL. And what I also found with having speedrun this game myself is that the AI tends to not go for big chains at the start very often. Which is it's a little bit, not what you want to see, because you want the AI to do a big chain to start, use up all the block, so then you just drop all your garbage on them, moves, and then they just lose.
Yeah, I think how the chaining algorithm works is that the AI will basically roll for a chain and then try to execute that chain. They won't always be able to, because they might not have the blocks, or the blocks might be too far away for them to get to. But you'll notice sometimes how the AI will be chaining and really be getting on a roll, and then they'll just stop. And even if they had other clears available, you're like, well, why? You could have kept going. Why didn't you? Well, our suspicion is that, like, maybe they were at a 7 chain and they got to a 7 chain and then they just stopped because they had accomplished what they had rolled.
Yeah, like even though there could be like, another chain that it could have set up in like 2 swaps. For whatever reason, sometimes they just don't go for it.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying because in Puzzle League, they'll, maybe we'll see they're working on one side, and it's like, okay, they're probably gonna, clear out that one side, and it's like, okay, they're gonna leave the opening, and then they'll just stop. It's like, well, why didn't you continue? You butt.
Yeah, it's very, very wonky AI programming shenanigans, but unfortunately that's just the brutal nature of the game. So the one nice thing about this game over PPL is that you actually spend less time in between stages. So as soon as you complete one stage, you get to the next stage a lot faster, which does help save time over PPL, but the RNG factor kind of makes up for that.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. I would really appreciate those quick transition times, to be honest. Way less button mashing. Oh, are they gonna mess this up? Oh, come on, drop that. Oh, they have the greens there. That is unfortunate. Ooh, I think. Oh, no! Why do they have the horizontal clears?
No, it is never impossible to win. Either you get the manip and you go through, or you try and outlast them.
Yeah, as long as you have a move to like clear garbage or do something, then you always have a chance to win.
Ooh, I think no, those greens are going to be lined up. So many times they'll basically just have one clear they can get, and they'll just find it.
I've actually had the lowest number of panel clear that I've ever seen a CPU do in this game, which was with 5 panels.
Theoretically, they could do it with 3.
But it's the one that it's just I've seen 5, which is absolutely ridiculous.
5's annoying. It's like I have to remind the game that other colors of garbage of blocks exist, and they can mix it up a bit, and not just use like
I might
colors.
actually win to. I was about to say I might actually win the stop time there, but nope. It looked like it. So that you might see sometime that I just decide to continue on and try and outlast them, and that's just because I am tired of resetting and I just want to play the game. And that's just, there's just some times where that's the case. But you still have to do a ton of garbage clearing, because if you try and beat them the way I am doing right now, it's very difficult. You have to do a ton of garbage clearing. You also notice I'm doing a lot of 4 combos, and that's just to give potentially give myself a chance to do another manip just by happenstance later on.
Yeah, because those small 4 combo blocks will fall and kind of mess them up a bit.
And that's why I sometimes do this, because I mean, even a minute 16 may sound like a long time, and it actually is, but in my case, it's actually a pretty decent time.
So one thing I would like to mention about this game that's also a little bit weird. So the game runs at a normal 60 frames per second, but for whatever reason, one in-game time second in this game lasts for 70 frames.
Yeah, that is like the weirdest thing about this game.
So yeah, if the timer says something like say 6 minutes, or just picking a time, it actually isn't 6 minutes long. It's actually much longer than that.
All right, no, I'm not gonna try and outlast Raya. I believe this is Raya. Yes. But by the way, all of the fairies have different names in this game than they did in the previous and the SNES Panel de Pon, for some weird reason.
I don't know. I guess the fairies, they grew up over
Well, yeah,
the 8 years.
they appear
between,
they appear older in this game for sure. I also want to mention that in this game, it's actually a lot easier to do frame perfect tricks like I just did accidentally. It's actually really easy to do the frame perfect tricks in this game. That was a nice... Oh, come on, you just had to have one block left there. I'm gonna keep playing this out because it looks like I might be able to eke out a win if I keep the pressure on. Maybe. If this keeps going like this, I'm probably gonna reset fairly quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna reset now. So knowing when in this game, knowing when to reset and knowing when to not reset is much harder than in the previous than in PPL. It's very difficult to determine in this game.
Yeah, usually if they're low enough, they will die eventually, but sometimes it can take minutes.
Not in this game. They can be like really, really, really. And they actually in this game, I'd say this game's NPCs are actually have a much better AI than they do in PPL by far, because they do everything more efficiently in this game.
That'd be better if that
Cool.
the garbage system worked.
Yeah, there's sometimes.
Like they're supposed to.
Yeah, there's actually some times where I've actually had the garbage, where I've actually done 2 4 combos in a row in the beginning, and then went into a chain, and then I had both 4 combos appear after the chain for some reason, and I have no idea why. It just does that sometimes.
Well, that's actually because if you have combos in your chain.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Nice. That's exactly how we draw it up.
Yes. It's just I don't get them nearly as often as Tay does, because this game is just stupid hard. And the one thing I'm not doing is I'm not chaining enough. I need to go into like a 6 or 7 chain instead of just the chain. Like, you need to do a 6 or 7 chain after the 2-4 combos, and I'm not doing that enough. It's hard for me to do that. I'm able to get it maybe 40 or 50% at a time.
Does this game go at the same speed
as
Puzzle League? Like, I know
it should be 60 frames per second.
It is. It's the same engine.
Yeah, it's the exact same engine. Yeah.
Just cleaned up a bit more.
Okay, I'm done trying to reset, so I'm just gonna go and... So there's just a point where I just get tired of resetting, and I just want to play. So I know it's like it's not what I should be doing for a speed run, but I found that it sometimes works. Like, I've gotten 30-second kills doing this, and then I've gotten 4.5-minute kills or 10-minute kills. It just depends. I know for a fact I'm on the later. I'm going to be a lot more patient with the later opponents, but these early ones I can actually be pretty lenient with, because they're not gonna outright kill you like the later opponents do. Plus, I can do some really, really nice chaining.
Nah.
That's a pretty big one.
Yeah. This game is pretty conducive to high chains. And that is correct that they don't focus on chaining in the beginning, but later on, oh boy, do they. I've had Joker get a mystery chain on me, which ended up being like I want to say a 20-something chain. So the later opponents can easily chain really high. But not the early ones, no. I'm also still trying for some swag chains here and there. Most of them haven't been successful. There's some that have been, but swag chaining is just something that I'm not as good at as Tay is. I mean, I'm good at the 2 frames, but not the 1 frames yet. But another thing you want to do is in this game is I actually want to try and keep the number of high chains to a minimum. So I do a lot of 0 to a lot of 4 chains to kind of separate things out a bit more. And that seems to help a little bit. I also do want to mention that the stop timer in this game is a lot less lenient than other games. It's about as lenient as the original Panel de Pon. Yeah, this is
good, I say, because it's like way too slow sometimes. Like in Puzzle League, in Pokemon Puzzle League, it's like they do 1 chain. It's like, oh man, I can take a week off now because I have all the stop time in the world.
Yeah, one other thing to mention is the speed at which the panels rise in this particular difficulty goes up drastically as the timer goes up. So it starts really slow, but when we get to about 5 minutes in, it'll be going at about speed level 45 or 50.
I mean, that's like that no matter what level you're playing on.
Yeah, and that's eventually, yeah. So I'm gonna try and keep the amounts of what you just saw to a minimum, but if I just get too frustrated, I like taking out my frustration by doing that. And it actually seems to work for me fairly often, not like incredibly often, but still pretty often. That should be... Nope, never mind, she cleared it already. Of course. I just want to note, this fairy, every single time she gets a chain or combo, it sounds like she's saying screw you to me. I'm not even lying.
So the game was telling us that all along.
Just listen. That's literally what it sounds like she's saying every time. Yeah, so I'm going to give this like 4. I'm getting to the point where I can't really... I really have to start relying on getting the manip. Because if I don't, that was bad. Oh well. Frame perfect grab, nice. Wasn't even going for it. Yeah, so I messed this up already. I should just reset. So I'm not as consistent at this. I get it about 40% of the time, roughly. But there are some times where it does take me a while to get. Because of situations like that where I just can't see anything. And that just comes down to lack of experience. Also, if I dropped that a second sooner, that would have worked. Dude, like, the other thing I don't get is how...
the stop time.
No, that shouldn't have happened because the... like, I've once had it where I literally didn't have where I literally dropped the block and then it was literally like I'm dead the next minute, like next second, like, and I know I didn't use that much stop time. It's just weird. Stop time, how the stop time in this game works. Also, yeah, it's just so that's another thing that aggravates the hell out of me because that was looking like that manip was going to work, and then the game's just like, no, screw you.
Yeah, so if you tune into Puzzle League streamer, it's going to be 80%
Swearing
raging against the computer.
80% swearing too. Like,
I've been trying to calm myself down because you play better when you're focusing and not shouting. Imagine that.
Yeah, but this these games just gives. I'd say most of us have drained the Dead Sea dry of all the salt it has because of all the salt we have with these games. Like, all of us have yelled at this game, at any Puzzle League game, at one point or another in our careers. And I'm not even lying when I say that. Like, everybody has.
But we still enjoy the game.
Yeah, like, I'm raging. Right, I'm raging a little bit, and I'm just like, still love the game. Like, I actually love this game. I think it's probably the most refined Puzzle League game in the entire franchise, and that I actually love the characters in this game. The characters in this game are absolutely fantastic. I don't know, like, I know nothing about the story though. I recently found out that one of their party members later on actually was one of the bad guys that you fought earlier, who was under a spell, who got turned into a lion. Go figure.
I'm not a fan when that happens.
Like, who wouldn't want to be a lion?
Yeah.
You're king of the jungle.
Yeah, but that's he's my favorite character in the entire game. Second is Zilba, which we'll see soon. Well, not soon. We're about halfway to him. Third, there we go. So I see sometimes you just have perseverance, you can still win pretty fast. Like, for me, a minute 19's fast. For someone like Cards of the Heart, that's like, no, in reset territory. And I'm not even lying when I say that. That's literally what he would do. Because I believe top players for this game want like 15-20 second stages all the time. Because the world record has it's just over a minute a stage. Which is ridiculous. Also, I should have reset this a while ago. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave you guys with FFRpro now and TaymanND now, and I'm going to focus.
Yeah, it's really important to focus. Like, in marathons, you don't need to as much, depending on your skill level. I know that when I got my world record the other day, it was totally by accident. I was just like, okay, I am not watching chat right now.
Yeah, you just gotta love, when world records just kind of happen out of nowhere. You're just like, oh, hey, guess what? I got a world record.
I was grinding world record for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks, like actively, and then I was like, okay, this isn't worth it right now. And then I was getting back into, I wanted a good qualifier time. So I was grinding for sub 20, which is hard but pretty doable. And then it's like, oh, you got a world record. You got freaking.
Dude, you just had to lower your standards for what you wanted.
Exactly. Never expect too much, Also, I feel bad for wrecking the curb though for everyone else.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, because now there's like a 2-minute gap between you and the next fastest, or very close to it. Now.
Oh, I mean the qualifier leaderboards.
Oh well, yeah, that too.
Although, are you gonna be doing your qualifiers pretty soon here?
Yeah. Well, actually, now that I have the Wii Virtual Console version, I'm definitely gonna be getting on that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but yeah. By the way, it took a Herculean effort between myself and a college buddy to basically get my Wii hacked without the use of internet, because for whatever reason, my Wii just did not want to connect to my Wi-Fi network, even though all I did, all we did was engage with service providers.
Man, just imagine things that you buy actually working.
Not in my world.
That's a crazy concept.
Yeah, I know. Because in my world, I'm like PJ. Things just break the moment I touch them.
Who's PJ?
PJ Dice there.
No, I'm not familiar.
He's a GDQ runner that is well known for breaking things, and doing and having really weird crap happen in his GDQ runs.
Fortunately, not as my speedrun cred is not as hot as I'd like it to be.
It's better than mine, at least.
Gotta get those internet points, right?
Although I do run more games than you, so. But that doesn't mean anything if you don't have if you don't have a prestigious world record like you do.
Hey, I mean, Puzzle League is pretty small in the grand scheme of things, so.
It's still prestigious among us.
I don't want to get too caught up in that.
Yeah, I know.
But,
by the way, we're just having fun with each other. Most, if not all of us, get along with everyone in the community.
That's the cool thing about puzzle speedruns, is that no one really takes it too seriously. I mean, they'll play it seriously, but like they're not gonna make it thing out of it, because we're just all happy to be with other people that like running these games.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of puzzle game fans out there, but maybe not necessarily speedrunning.
Right. So I was really excited because I had played Tetris Attack when I was 5, and did not start speedrunning this until late 2017, because I found a bunch of horizontal is just the worst axis. But finding other Puzzle League runners at GDQ that year, like, it hadn't even occurred to me to speedrun this, and I was like, oh, look at this community of people that all like the same thing. Like, I want to get into this.
Yeah, I remember when I found AGQ 2013 online and watched that. Saw how that they're doing speedrunning for charity, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I should go through my library of games, see what I'm good at. Maybe I should try getting into this. And so that's what I did. Just busted out the iPad, pointed at a TV screen, started making videos to YouTube.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy. just you have to make sure you enjoy it. Like, I think now with how much speedrunning is blown up, some people kind of want to get into it to be big. And you can get big, but it really shouldn't be your primary focus. Like, that's just incidental.
Yeah, I mean,
especially with puzzle games, because like we're not very puzzle streamers just like aren't very popular at all unless you're like a big name Tetris speedrunner, or not speedrunner.
There we go. Finally executed it. But so this is where I'm going to be going for them every single stage from now on. If I can. Because this is the major increase in difficulty for this game.
Yeah, a similar thing happens in Pokemon Puzzle League where at Tracy, the difficulty really jumps up. And you can let it play out. It might take a while.
it's kind of funny how both difficulty spikes in each game will occur on stage 9. You know, even though, you know, in this game there's only 15 stages, whereas PPL is 16.
Nine's a pretty cool number, not gonna lie.
It is the biggest single-digit number out there. So it's definitely, you know, a very powerful figure in the number worlds.
All right, I've got the best joke of all time. All right, so everyone knows that 6 is afraid of 7 because 7 ate 9. But why did 7 eat 9?
I don't know why.
Because it's important to eat 3 squared meals a day.
That's pretty good.
It's so bad, dude. Ban me from the channel. How's razorflame doing here? Yeah, I think things are getting pretty tough at this point. I mean, if you do let it play out, you will get the kill eventually. But it's just obnoxious, you know?
Yeah, if you do decide to play it out, good strategy that you want to do is to do just chains with no combos. Because you want to limit the number of blocks that the opponent has on the screen. So if they're low on blocks, you want to keep them low on blocks.
All right.
Yeah, you really don't want to give them any extra ammo to work with. And it looks like you just got the kill. Very nice.
And now I'm going to be switching characters, and I'm going to be playing with Kane for the rest of the game.
That doesn't matter, does it? I'm
Nope.
pretty sure it doesn't. It's just fun.
I play with Kane because he's my favorite character in the game. He's the one that was turned into the lion, by the way.
Oh, and then you unlock it.
Okay, now that's not. Yeah, but yeah. So and then sometimes I reset and I forget to choose them. Oh well, it's fine. So right around here is where I'm actually going to mainly go for the manips, no matter how many times it takes, because these manips just save so much time. Like I decreased my summon best from like mid 30s all the way down to an 1858 in one run, just because I hit more manips.
The nips suck though in this game because you have to hope that they just do a big chain.
Yeah.
You can't really send your 4 combo until
Uh,
they get a big chain going.
Actually, you can't wait, because the best time to send it is at the very beginning of the match. That's what I've noticed, anyways. If you send it any later, they just have too much at their disposal, and it doesn't work nearly as well. And I believe that's the case that I've seen in other runs of this game as well. You could correct me if I'm wrong, though. I could be wrong.
I literally have never played this game.
I mean, I guess what you could try to do is wait it out till after they raise the stack a second time to start 4 combos, but even then, that's kind of a crapshoot.
You just have to hope that they downstack, like you just saw there. And not clear. Oh, still worked. Ran a stop time. Cool. Yeah, that's basically what you will have to hope for, is that they downstack it. The blocks under the 4 combo block. Joker, starting from Joker onwards, this is where the game just really starts becoming excruciatingly brutal.
Joker?
Yeah, that's this guy's name.
There's a Persona 5 crossover.
That was really.
Who would have thought?
That was a really, really, really good execution of the
Joke.
I know that was a really, really good execution of the manip, but he cleared the 4 combo before I could do anything. So
This guy does look pretty cool.
it was a 7, not a 4.
Yeah.
You'd never want to send a 7 over because it's too big.
Well, 7 combo is basically the same as the 2 chain block. And
Yeah, too big.
It's a click horizontal line.
Yep.
Across the screen, and then defeats the whole purpose of trying to get a garbage block to separate.
Yeah.
For the rest of the garbage.
Yeah, there's also 2 mislocalizations of names in this game. One's coming up in one stage, and one's coming up the stage after. Cordelia and Thanatos are both mislocalized as Thanatos and Corderia in this game.
Corderia.
Yeah.
Isn't that the city from Star Fox?
I think that's
That's Corneria. Very close.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know how they even got that wrong. It's obvious because it's L and R switching, but it's just in my splits I have them named correctly, but their actually correct names are Thanatos and Corderia. But I just have them as their actual names.
I know if you play an English patch of the SNES Paddles Upon, they actually use both spellings of Thanatos and Sonatos.
I'm just having so many issues. I think at this point I'm better off just playing it out instead of resetting.
It was pretty cool how this game got a lot of attention from when Thanatos showed up in the Avengers movies.
That's true.
The problem with trying to fight these later fights out is that they get out of hand very quickly, and you start to get overwhelmed with garbage very fast. Like, I'm already See, that's why it's dangerous to do this strategy this late.
Oh no.
Because it's just very easy to have this happen. And there's not much you can do about it. Also, cursor speed is faster, so it's just not really feasible.
Those crisscross screens.
Yeah, I'm just not getting, not chaining nearly as well as I need to at this point. Which is just not what I like to see. I'm a bit harder on myself than I should be, I should say. But this allows me to at least practice some garbage play. Thankfully, I was able to race in time.
I do think the cinematics are kind of cool.
Yeah, they're really good in this game. Overall, just wait until you see the Zilba stage. That's probably my favorite stage in the game. Thematics are just amazing. But now you're starting to see the chaining of the opponents going off the charts. That's like literally what this game is known for, is just the immense amount of chaining that these opponents can do. Probably should have waited a little bit, but still, I knew I left enough options there. Add a clear. But yeah, it's unfortunate that I'm having to resort to this, but it is what it is.
Which is bad.
Actually, no. I actually find it. I actually once, twice for this game, had a no manip incentive for this category, and it actually got met. And I actually almost beat the world record at the time.
That sounds terrible.
I actually almost beat the world record for easy to very hard in without using any manips, and it was kind of funny. I was like a minute off world record at that time. It's not nowhere near world record now. Suyuga has that world record by a lot of time.
Well, to be fair, Suyuga, when he runs this game, actually does not do reset strats at all.
That's insane. That just makes his the world record even more unbelievable.
Well, he doesn't have it now because Cards has it.
I don't think so. I think Suyuga has the easy to and very hard world record at the moment with a 56 something.
Oh, well, I was talking about just V-Hard.
Oh yeah, just V-Hard, I know Cards has it, but I mean easy V-Hard, Suyuga has it by, I think, a lot of time. I actually I actually find playing this way a lot more interesting for the viewer as well, because you're seeing a lot more what I consider to be high-level play, because you're not relying on... Oh, there we go. Oh my god, how did I survive that? You're seeing a lot more high-level play than you would... I mean, don't get me wrong, the nips are high-level too, but you're not just seeing constant resets. You're actually seeing the game being played, and you're seeing like insane endurance and stuff. And that's what I like about this. But that's the downside, is that it can cost a lot of time. So it's a balance. At least I'm finding my chaining now, thank God. But yeah, this is basically what V-Hard boils down to when you don't use manips. You also notice that if they don't have a move, they just spam block back and forth. NPCs on Puzzle League do that too, on the hardest difficulty. They just move the same panel back and forth over and over. There we go. Yeah, I just wish I didn't have to do that for that fight, but it was just giving me so many issues that I just decided to heck with it and just do that. This fight, I'm going to try and get the manip again. And I'm immediately going to fail. Because, again, when I need to, I can't chain for crap.
Try for the manip and just go.
Well... I don't know why he rearranged his blocks like that, because he could have just done one move to clear it all. The AI in this game, while it's improved, is still really weird. It's just less weird than in the previous game. Anyways, let's just hope that I can get this over with within a reasonable period of time. Hopefully underestimate, probably not though, because, yeah.
If you go too far over, I suppose we could always just not
Cut
do
it.
that easy mode.
No, it was already decided that we can't do it.
Well, that's all right. We still got
Yeah.
a full slate of content.
Yeah. And you're just seeing truly how unpredictable and difficult this game is. Like I still consider myself a mid-level player of this game, because I do get the manips fairly often when I actually am able to, but sometimes the NPCs are just like, nope, you're not getting the manips this time. So, and I'm just getting a hard nope from like everyone today. Didn't get the 2-frame there. Was able to raise there once. That's unfortunate. And the clear, okay, let me try this a couple more times, and then I'm gonna go all out and try and kill him the old-fashioned way. But the reason why is just this manip is so difficult. Okay, this is very good positioning. Unless he already cleared that block and I didn't see it. Up there it is. Nope, gotta clear for it. Unfortunate. But I might have sent it. Nope, gotta clear there too. Ah, nice 2-frame. Missed the 2-frame there by probably a couple frames. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for it now. Yeah, so... That's such a hard thing to get, is those, when you get a 6 combo in this game, and in the regular game, for some reason, the time that you have to move panels afterwards is really, really, really small. Like, smaller than normal. It's just really weird. Not sure if you've noticed that, FFR, but I've noticed it quite profoundly.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Where you have less time than normal to chain. Like, the drop, it feels like the blocks drop faster when you, like, immediately following a 6 chain. 6 combo, sorry.
That shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, I know, it just feels that way to me.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not in the right frame of mind, it can feel faster. Or if your mind is sluggish.
Yeah. That's one thing we probably should mention. Do not play these games if you've been up all night. And do not play these games for extended periods of time. I'd say an hour and a half to 2 hours is probably the limit. Because you'll find yourself overexerted very easily if you don't give yourself a break. Because, at least that's just from personal experience. It's different for everyone, though. So just listen to your body.
Yeah,
But
unless you're me, where I've played, rhythm games like FFR for like 11 years, and your wrists are just conditioned to take a beating without pain.
well, it's more the mental fatigue than anything, though. Like I have the same background with rhythm games as you do, and I can't play for extended periods of time either. Like
This game gives me strength personally. No, that's not true.
Yeah, we're just...
Well, if you're talking about mental strength, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Because it's... If you can pay attention to Puzzle League speedruns, you'll be able to speedrun any game. Because they're probably not going to take as much concentration.
No. Except for a game that I run called Demon Crawl. That takes a lot of concentration as well, but that's because it's a puzzle game.
Well, I mean, puzzle games in general just take a lot of concentration to,
Yep. Yeah, and that's why most of us have dedicated commentators. That was a mistake. Most of us have dedicated commentators that do commentary for these runs. Because normally I wouldn't be like, oh, all talky like I am right now, but I've already gone to the point of no return, basically, where I'm just like playing the game and still trying to perform pretty as well as I can given the circumstances, but I'm at the point where I'm pretty much almost to my limit. Thankfully, we don't have too many stages left. I should be able to finish this. If I die on this stage, then I'm probably just gonna say, I'm I'm probably just gonna cut it there because I think you've seen pretty much what this game has to offer. I would love to show the rest of it, but I'm at the point where I think it'd be best to not continue after this if I lose. Which is...
It's like having an hour-long YouTube fight.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the longest fight is on YouTube. Yeah, okay. So I'll try the manip one more time. One or two more times, and then let's see what happens. I still have enough to go for a bit longer, so I do want to show at least. I do want to get to Zilba at least. Because Zilba and I have unfinished business. He's the cause of the last two times that I ran this in a marathon. Me either having to stop or go way overestimate. The last time I ran this in a marathon alone. Well, not the last time, but the time before the last time, I died to Zilba 12 times and went an hour and 1 hour and a minute over estimate.
Damn.
Yikes.
Yeah. So that one didn't go, but that's not that should not happen this time. Unless I'm already overestimate, which could be the case because I've had quite a few long fights already.
I think we're coming up on about an hour here.
Horizontal clear! Game!
Horizontal clears are not allowed.
And then he's going to raise, and that's going to be it. Didn't send enough garbage. So that's how I know I'm not doing enough garbage sending, is that I'm not... they're able to, like, that could have been a kill if I had sent enough garbage. But I didn't, so there's that. So, I mean, this game, you do still have to pay attention to what your opponent's doing, but you also have to do it in a pretty quick manner as well. Cleared that one. The other one's connected to the other garbage, so he's probably going to clear that one too. Yep, there we go. So I'll give this, I think, let me know when we hit about an hour 5, and then I'll cut it there. Yeah, I think that's a good time. The more times you're able to, the more 4 combos you're able to send, the better your chances are with the manip. Only having 1 is not a very good guarantee. You usually want 2, or if you can, 3. Because you want them separated. Like, it's just hasn't been working out, and that's a 7, not a 4. All right, let's. You know what? I really think I can. I really think I can do this. Was able to raise just before I was able to drop that garbage. Game, come on. So you see, you have to have impeccable timing with this game if you're doing this manip, because you do it a second, drop a. You have to really pay attention to your opponent's screen, like has been seen in the other games. that's not going to work because it's 7 combo. But it could. Let's see. Okay, game. Yeah, I think I can't do it anymore. So sorry to end this off on a bad note, but I think that's going to be it.
Well, unfortunate, but it's a very challenging category, and
Yeah.
we've already gotten to see a good amount of puzzle action today.
Yeah, and I do want to apologize in that I wasn't able to finish it, but sometimes it happens. So I just want to thank Shockwave for having this showcase, and then I want to give shout outs to a few people: BB Forkey, Devilish and Derby, Cards of the Hearts, and Dark Aries are 4 administrators on Puzzle League, on Puzzle General, and then to some of the other members: Syuga, Yoshimitsu, Suzuhi, Muhi, Pusan, and Flagelston, Monty, and there's just so many to name that I can't name them all, but I named most of the notable ones. But everyone's notable. But I most of the ones that have been around the longest. So if I believe it's discord.puzzlegeneral.com, I believe, is the Discord for a link for our Discord if you guys want to come and join. And then if you want to see another showcase of this series of games, I am actually going to be doing another showcase for a really, really longathon by myself. I'm going to be preparing. I'm going to be preparing for it more. But I'm going to be doing all difficulty categories for 3 games in a row with a 10-minute break. So hope you guys come over to join and see that. That will be the last time that I'm going to do an extended speed running of Pokemon Puzzle League or Puzzle League games in general. After that, I'm not going to be doing any speed running of Puzzle League games for probably a couple months, and with the exception of the Puzzle League tournaments. And then after that, I'm going to be taking some time off from Puzzle League. So it'll be my last time that you'll see me in public speedrunning the game. And it's due to physical reasons. Mainly my arms are kill me if I play the game for too long. So that's the reason why. But I just want to say thanks again for Fastest First for having us, and I'm glad that we were able to showcase this series for you guys.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time out of your weekend.
Yep.
To show this off to us, and good luck on that next event.
Yeah, thanks, and I also want to thank FFRpro and TaymanND for participating in this and for providing commentary for each other. It was a blast, and maybe we can do this again someday.
Cool. Right. Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem, anytime. And with that, we are going to go ahead and shove our raid off to Wayfaring Fox